Hi, I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot. Merry Christmas, everybody. Today is the 25th of December. It's Christmas Day. And if you are watching this, thank you so much for taking the 10 minutes out of your busy schedule to give me some time. Super appreciate it. Okay, I want to share with you quickly today the 4 books that I read every year this time, between like the 16th of December, which in South Africa is a holiday, right through until about the 1st of January. These are my 4 books. I either read them or I watch the movie or whatever. They're super cool. And I'm going to start with number 4, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It is a really fun read. It's by Dr. Seuss. It's a fun book. It's a children's book. It's about this great green monster. Let's call him a monster. He comes down and he messes Christmas up for this little town. And he tries to. Fantastic movie about this starring Jim Carrey. It's the only Jim Carrey movie I like because I don't really like him. And it's by Tim Burton. I think it's by Tim Burton. And it's just absolutely awesome. Love it. Love it. Jim Carrey with those long green fingers. I'll never, ever forget that. So that's number 4 on my list. Number three on my list is a book called The Little Match Girl. Okay, now, The Little Match Girl is a story. It's not a book. It's a story by Hans Christian Andersen, and it is so sad. But it's just it's one of those stories that it's got a, I don't want to really say happy ending because the ending is so sad, but it does have a happy ending at the end. It's about this little girl who her and her mother live together in a squalid little hut, and she's desperately poor, and she sells matches for a living. And the one day on Christmas Eve, she goes out and she's got a little tray of matches, and she's sort of trying to sell her matches, and nobody wants to buy her matches because it's Christmas Eve. They're all buying all their gifts and everything, and she can smell the roasting turkeys from all the homes, and she can smell the Christmas puddings from the restaurants, and she can only kind of look in, and it's snowing, and she's only got her mother's big slippers on, and the cold is eating in through the bottom of the slippers, and she's freezing cold. So what she does is she's so cold that she goes and she sits in the doorway of this abandoned building on the street, and she lights a match to try and keep warm. And she keeps warm, and then the match goes out, and then she lights another match and another match to keep warm. And eventually she has one match left, and she lights the match. And in the light, she sees her grandmother. And she's shocked, but she's also amazed because her grandmother died many years ago. And she's so happy. And her grandmother takes her up, pulls her close, takes her in her arms, and they ascend to heaven in this bright white light. And in the morning, they found her little body frozen to death in the shop doorway, and they just assume all the matches lying around her was for her to keep warm. And they completely ignore her, and they go on with their Christmas day. Oh my God, I actually want to tear up when I read that, when I say that. Actually, it goosebumps. Such a sad story, but at the end of the day, she ends up with her grandmother out of the terrible situation. And yeah, Hans Christian Andersen was like, wow, okay. So that's kind of number 3, okay? Number 2 is a little book that I don't know if you've read about this. It's called A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. One of my favorites. Okay, I read this. It's a small little story. I don't like Scrooge. I think he's terrible. But I do think he got his just desserts. And I do think that, at the end of the story, he did come around and he kind of did the whole, Tiny Tim was a lapper, come on in, baby, let's get the party started kind of thing. So I think he did kind of learn his lesson, change his stripes. It is a story that is super well known, and it's probably the most well-known Charles Dickens story ever. And it's really cool. There are movies out. There've been movies out since like the 1920s. I think they did one of the first movies of this. But it's a cool book to read. It really is. It's a cool book. It's easy to understand. It's not written in heavy sort of like old-fashioned writing. And it's actually a really cool little story if your kids are growing up and they don't know any of these stories. It's a really cool story to tell them as an older story. I know kids nowadays like stories like The Grinch and, Nightmare Before Christmas and all that kind of thing. But I think this is a really cool little story just to, especially the littlies, tell them about it. And of course, my absolute favorite Christmas book, which is number 1, is Poirots Christmas which is an Agatha Christie book starring Hercule Poirot, her famous detective, and he is invited to this manor house for Christmas, and the patriarch of the family, the whole family is there, and the patriarch of the family, this terrible, gruff, horrible man, shouts at everyone and has all these secrets, and it's this whole like family feud thing going on. And then on Christmas morning, he is found with his throat slit. Yeah, this is what I'm reading over Christmas, and it's how Poirot has to solve the murder on Christmas Day, and he only has like 24 hours to do it for some. I can't remember the whole reason, and it's so cool. It's such a fun book. It's just red herrings and clues and the most despicable characters you could ever wish to like come across. The whole family is like fighting each other, and you don't know which one's worse than the other. And it's got, of course, a great twist ending, as all Agatha Christie books do. So go and check that one out as well. If you are a Christie fan, I'm sure you know this book, and I'm also sure that you haul it out every Christmas and read it. So yeah, there are my 4 top Christmas books and movies. I mean, they've all been made into movies. So my 4 top Christmas books and movies that I kind of haul out every Christmas, and it's a once a year kind of thing. Let me know if you got the energy, if you haven't eaten too many mince pies. Let me know down below if you have a favorite book or books that you read over Christmas. Let me know what they are. Enjoy your Christmas Day. Enjoy your, I don't know if you guys get overseas. I don't know if you get something called a Boxing Day. We get like the 26th off as well as the 25th. So enjoy whatever holidays you get. And yeah, just go and have fun. Eat some mince pies and some fruit mince pies, and just have eggnog and all that stuff as we in South Africa swelter in the 35-degree Celsius heat. I'm Matt from Tabitarian. I will see you on the flip side.